the bad, untalented people on YouTube, how easy it is for people to access just crap and endorse it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just an indicator of the times, dude. I mean, like, you know, you got a situation where 15 years ago, it was simply not possible for mainstream society to be aware of all the stuff people were coming out with. There was no technology to have talent to get anywhere. That's why you had these bands and these artists come out and do really, really well, etc., etc. They had to have talent, otherwise there was a non-starter. Of course, the proliferation of social media and modern technology means that we've got access to each other in a way we've never done before. We've got Twitter, YouTube, you know, all these things, all these platforms where you can access things however you need to, and it's become so cheap for people now to upload their own material and present their stuff out there to the world. Before there was like certain avenues you had to go through. Now, I do a video, I upload it. If it's good, comment, then it is what it is. If it's not, people will get a thumbs down for it. That's how you get your Rebecca Blacks and all that sort of thing. No disrespect to her, but I must admit, I think she got screwed a little bit. Rebecca Black, that whole scandal where she, you know, people were telling her all sorts of disgusting, really bad things on YouTube and stuff. On this side, you've got one guy that I've come across recently is Danny. No, it's not D-A-N-N-Y. It's D-4-N-N-Y. He's made a video called Goodbye. You guys should really check it out. If you're feeling down, check it out. It'll cheer you up. So you got Danny, who isn't bad, but I think he needs to go back to the drawing board and maybe just, you know, revisit and relook at some of his material and how he's done some of his material. And then you've got of course, my man the Terminator. I don't know if you guys know who this is. Terminator MC. He's done a couple of tracks. Funniest guy ever. Grime artist. Check him out. Terminator MC. Check out the SBTV F64 freestyle. It'll cheer you up. But people are going to comment. People are always going to comment and have their own opinion if you put your stuff out there to the world. And you've got to brace yourself for that, be it negative or positive. The problem is you've got a situation where people can be unduly cruel. That's quite an issue, I think, that needs to be addressed. I don't know how, because, you know, when you've got a public forum, people are going to say things, particularly if it's anonymous. People are going to say things and be really, really mean. But I think in its place, if it's constructive, it's good, because it hopefully it'll help you focus on improving your stuff. What I don't like is when you go on YouTube or Twitter or wherever, and you have these artists / bands / upcoming independent people who either what will happen is they are so bad, the situation will happen where, regardless of people telling them that they're bad, they're going to push on no matter what, because they believe that they have to be an artist and they have to be a celebrity, when that's just not for everybody. Or you've got another scenario where people are, like I say, just unduly cruel and give independent artists a really, really hard time, and just say, you know, disparaging comments about people for the sake of being bitchy and all the rest of it. I don't know. My other pet hate is that whole thing where people are bad and you've got a situation where they say, oh, all these haters, man, they're just, you know, and you just think, really? Obviously, if you get a consistent vibe from people about the quality of what you've put out there, it doesn't matter what form it is or what it is, yeah, that's saying something, surely. Don't just dismiss it as hating. It might actually be constructive criticism. If you're whack at something and you're not very good, improve on it. Go back to the drawing board, come back. But don't just dismiss it as they're hating on you because you're so talented and you're so underdog and people just want to give you a hard time. Get alive. Get real. What?
One of the things, though, is that these people who may not be, you know, I don't say particularly good, but they're not there, quite there.
Yeah,
you know?
In terms of quality.
But all these people who are commenting on it saying that it's naff. Well, show me your videos. Show me what you've done. Show me what you've put your hand to, because these people, if they've gone out, okay, it may not have done it particularly well, but they've put it up. They put it in public domain for people to come along and talk
and comment and hopefully learn and do better with
it.
I do like
people
that.
saying, "Oh, this is rubbish."
I mean,
this is rubbish.
as I said, people are always going to have. We're always going to make a comment, but I do think you're right. It takes a great deal of courage to put, particularly if it's something that you feel you've worked hard on, out there for people to see and make yourself vulnerable to people like that. That takes a lot of guts, and I think people need to just be more sensitive to that. You know what I mean? Just be a little bit more sensitive to that. Don't be unduly cruel if you don't need to be. If it's really, really bad, then okay, it's really, really bad.
Sometimes it's difficult to tell whether it's bad or whether it's comic.
Well, yeah, that depends. I agree. That depends a lot on context. My man Terminator, you know, I mean, I'm not talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger here. I'm talking about the MC. He's supposed to be a grime artist. Now, I understand grime to be quite a hard genre, and his bars are hard, but they make me laugh. I don't know why, but it's comedy. So anytime that I'm down, anytime I've had a stressful day, I load up that S64 clip. I load up the Be Patient skit, whatever the heck that is, and I have myself a nice little laugh. And I'm not trying to knock his hustle. Terminator makes me feel good. He makes me feel positive by what he's done. Whether or not he set out to do that, I don't know. But hey, you know, take the bitter with the sweet. If you, you know, just like with this, if you put out your own stuff out there, people are always going to have an opinion. If you keep your stuff private, no one will comment on it. But people are always going to want to comment.